America is mourning the loss of Jimmy Carter, the 39th president. Passed away yesterday.
I'm gonna be real. I bet that's a mercy. I saw pictures of this dude. This guy was living in hell. Brain cancer ate his brain. People said he wasn't even responsive most days. Like, really, like, that's mercy. Like, good. Thank God. Now he's finally at peace. Yeah, he's in a better place. I mean, any place would be better than what he's in.
Today, at the age of 100. He was the nation's longest living president. A national day of mourning and state funeral are set for January 9th. Both President Joe Biden
people didn't like, I talked to my dad about this, people didn't like him as president, but I think that almost everybody agreed that he was a good person and a good guy. Like, this dude was like well into his 90s building houses for people. Like, out there with his own hammer, hammering, putting together. Yeah, he might have made some mistakes as president. There's a lot of people that are great people, maybe shouldn't be president. There it is.
President-elect Donald Trump offering moving tributes to Carter. Trump posting, in part, quote, "While I strongly disagreed with him philosophically and politically, I also realized that he truly loved and respected our country and all it stands for. He worked hard."
I love how, like, every other politician has, like, a normal professional photo taken of them, and Donald Trump has this, like, weird AI art version of his face painted on like he's Braveheart with the American flag. The guy's a meme? Yes.
Make America a better place, and for that, I give him my highest respect. Meanwhile, Biden addressed the nation from his vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Jimmy Carter stands as a model of what it means to live a life of meaning and purpose, a life of principle, faith, and humility. His life dedicated to others.
But during Biden's comments, the media appeared to see Biden's remarks as a bit of an opportunity to get a dig in at Trump, and Biden seemed a bit eager to oblige.
Thank you, President Trump, to take from President Carter?
Decency. 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 Everybody deserves a shot. Everybody. Can you imagine Jimmy Carter?
They did bait him. They baited him so hard on that. I'm actually, you know what's funny is that now I guess like everything's basically over. He doesn't have to worry about getting baited. I bet he knew he was getting baited. He knew at the moment, this is happening to me. And he says, fuck it, I don't care. What are they going to do? They're going to fire me? They're going to fire me? I'm almost out.
Walking by someone who needs something and just keep walking. Can you imagine Jimmy Carter referring to someone by the way they look or the way they talk? I can't. I can't.
Tammy, he was given the opportunity, and he took it with a grin on his face there.
Look, it's a shame and it's embarrassing for Joe Biden. He had that teeth thing that he does.
Yeah, that was, bro, that shit was a bit odd. Like, where is it? That's a lot. Damn, bro, like that. Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, like, damn.
For Joe Biden, he had that gritted teeth thing that he does. I've said before on this program and other places, and we know for 50 years Joe Biden has been a jerk. So perhaps he should take some of his own.
I think he is too, and that's what I always liked about him. I hate how he acted. I hate when he acts presidential because he's not. Just be an asshole. Just be a dickhead. Every time that there's a clip of Joe Biden being likable and funny, he's always talking shit about somebody. He's always talking shit or being an asshole.
Advice with what's happened to this country. It was an opportunity, as President Trump, I think, illustrated, to be generous, right? Be generous. American people have made their decision. We're all Americans. We're moving forward. We will disagree politically and philosophically, but it's just
Dark Brandon,
a remarkable and a shameful thing to watch. But it is classic Biden.
The clip of Joe calling someone the F word. Didn't he say one time? Let me see if I find this. If was that it? He just refers to this guy as just fat. Listen, fat.
We all know Trump has been messing around in Ukraine over there, holding their foreign aid for them to come out.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Saying it's an investigation. We know all about that. He's no backbone.
Shut up.
But you, on the other hand, sent your son over there, get a job and work for a gas company.
Get ready.
He had no experience in gas, so nothing. In order
See, and like, what are the odds that he knew he was about to talk some mad shit, so he's trying to get some distance, so like he could get away before the dude would try to attack him, because he knew he was about to start some shit. You know, get out of range.
get access to the public, to the president. So you're selling access to the president just like he is. So you
You're
got
a damn liar, man. That's not true. And no one has ever said that? No one has proved that?
I see it on the TV.
You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. And by the way, that's why I'm not sedentary. I get up and no,
Listen.
I see it on the TV.
You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. And by
I
the way,
know you do.
that's why I'm not sedentary.
That's why I'm not sedentary. Just call him a fat ass. Right there. You fucking fat piece. Shut the fuck up. Low-key called him a fat ass. Yeah, that's why you're a fat ass. Because you're sitting there watching TV all the time.
I get up and
I get up.
No, let him go. Let him go. Look, the reason I'm running is because I've been around a long time and I know more than most people know. And I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on it, let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run.
Jesus. Jesus.
Let's do whatever you want to do. Let's take it on.
Everybody, that's right, fatty. Sit down.
Number two, no one has said my son has done anything wrong, and I did not on any occasion. And no one has ever said it. Not
I didn't
one.
say you were doing anything wrong.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
That's what I hear on MSNBC. All the
You don't
time.
hear that in MSNBC. You did not hear that at all. What you heard. Look,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man.
Well, I don't want to.
Well, yeah, you do, but look, fat, look, here's the deal.
Look, here's the deal. Look here, fat.
Here's the deal. Yeah, you do, but look, fat, look, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
It looks like you don't have any more backbone than Trump does.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Any other questions?
Yeah, all right. I'm not voting for you.
Well, I knew you weren't, man. You think I thought you'd stand up and vote for me? You're too old to vote for me.
Man. Listen, fat. I mean, this is the thing, right? And so back then, like, this was the funny shit. I love this. This is my that was my favorite part. Too fat to get in the voting booth. Yeah. And that was him still at like, he was still low level then, because he was old as fuck then. Like, if you go back even before that, he said all kinds of pointy, annoying shit like that. He was talking shit constantly. Let's do push-ups, fat.
This is what we've been seeing. And it's partly what the American people don't like. You might not agree with Trump's style, but Biden is presented as being, as he was, the unifier and the nice guy, and Scranton Joe. And he's mean, and he's a bully, and it's a shame.
That's why the truth is that, the happiest I had ever seen Biden when he was sitting and hanging out with Trump. You guys notice that?
And it's embarrassing, and it's unfortunate.
Decency. He said he goes through gritted teeth there. John, we're delighted to have you with us. Thank you for being here as we look back on the life of the former president and your thoughts on the way the current president reacted there in that moment.
Happy New Year, everybody. It's so great to be with you.
It's not New Year, idiot. It's the 30th. You moron. What the hell are you talking about? Happy New Year. You're 2 days.
Actually, I think hearing those statements from President Biden, it's part of us wanting to think better of President Carter. President Carter didn't treat President Reagan that way at the end of his time in office. It also reminds us Carter was a good man. He was a smart man, both before his presidency and after his presidency. You might disagree or agree with him, but I think the American people knew he was doing his best and he had the future of the country at heart. He, though, like Biden, had, I think, a failed presidency because they were both defeated by inflation. They were both defeated by foreign policy.
My dad told me that, whenever Jimmy Carter was the president, they didn't even have the prices on the aisles because of inflation being so bad that they would just tell you what the price was once you went up to the checkout line. Yeah.
Challenges. With Carter, it was the Iranian Revolution, the hostages, the Soviet Union on the march all around the world. With Biden, again, inflation, also undone by the Middle East. And Ukraine, of course, and the war in Israel. Both men, I think, were undone by those circumstances and hopefully will be followed by stronger, better leaders. Reagan then, hopefully Trump now.
There's so many beautiful tributes coming out, and, we just see... sometimes you take the bait, I guess, in the moment.
Well, we're still dealing with Carter's bad policy. He's the one that sold the Panama Canal.
They were undone by, inflation and foreign policy, but those were also decisions of their own making that created their, political downfalls. And so it is fitting that Joe Biden was one of the first to endorse Jimmy Carter in 1976 because they do share a lot of those same policy failures, both economically as well as with foreign policy. And sort of this misplaced judgment of embracing enemies and rejecting friends, particularly in the Middle East, which led to the Iran hostage crisis that went on for 444 days.
Stop spending?
Or for Joe Biden, your policies helped facilitate Iran's involvement with the worst day for Jews since the Holocaust, the most deaths since the Holocaust.
I don't know how, how is it that none of the crackheads that live in the cities that they record this in, how do none of the crackheads ever get behind them when they're recording and pull their dick out? Because I feel like if I was a crackhead, that's I would probably do that. And I wonder why don't they do that? They do. The security? You think so? It's just a green screen, it's fake? Maybe, yeah.
Recent terror
because that's just the first thing I think of, right?
Not too long ago.
I don't know why.
A lot of that was their own doing. The difference between the two men is Jimmy Carter will be known for having a level of decency, for loving his wife for 77 years, for being someone who flew commercial and took photos with people, walking down the aisle along the way, for teaching Sunday school at his local church.
People definitely going to like him more than Joe Biden, I'll tell you that. That's a fact.
After leaving political office. So he will be known for having a failed president, but a decent man, where Joe Biden will just be remembered as a failed president and an indecent man.
Lisa's drawing some contrast there, Nicole.
Yeah, so, I'll be honest, I was disappointed with a lot of people's responses after his death was announced. There was a lot of people that were saying, well, we mourn his loss, but. And even President Trump in his post said, I didn't agree with him politically. Like, at some point, can we take the politics out and just focus on the human being? As Lisa just alluded to, he was all about faith, family, and the American people. Married to his wife for 77 years, taught local Sunday school at his church. He brought the guinea worm. It was not that everybody knows what that is, but it's a huge public health issue.
Of course he's fucking president. Of course they're going to bring up his politics. No shit, they're going to bring up his politics. Fucking president.
That was global, and he brought the incidence
about?
down by 99.9%. He helped lead those efforts.
Yeah.
He also lived with stage 4 melanoma for years. This was a good human. And I think people can just focus on that. And we don't have to say, this is good, but President Biden obviously did that. He said it with gritted teeth. It was really upsetting to watch it. And it wasn't his handlers. It wasn't like that was in a prompter. That actually is what he said. And, you know, he failed. And I think he's just going to continue to go out looking like a bitter old man.
Yeah, I guess, but I also
Thank God.
just think
It's
that's
much
just
more
being
entertaining.
honest, right? I mean,
Absolutely,
it's
you
just
can be
really
honest,
reflective
but I don't know if it's not
Much more
necessary,
entertaining.
in my opinion. I think that when someone dies, just you can either say something positive about them or say nothing at all. I mean, that's what I teach my children.
I don't believe in that. If somebody dies, I don't like them, I say thank God. Thank God. Yep, nope, that's not me.
But, you know, history is complicated and people are complicated. And so I think it's just taking into account the complexity of all that and just being truthful. I mean, I see your point, but I guess I take the point of, let's just be honest.
Yeah, well, we can have the conversation about his politics. I mean, these are all excellent points that you talk about. I mean, and we can say a lot of negative things about them. I just think in the moment when you're talking about someone dying, that's not the time to talk about their policies.
No doubt, far more than a president, a man of faith, a man of...
This is fucking like total fucking grandstanding, total fucking emotional appeal. So exhausting, completely stupid.
Peacekeeping, a man of
mountain out
humanitarian
of a
efforts, long
molehill.
remembered for much of what he did post-presidency.
Hey everyone, I'm
It's
Emily
just like,
Compagno. Catch me
what
and my
a waste of time to look at that shit, man. Like, goddamn, woman, you're just talking to talk, man. Like, he goes and he says one dumbass thing, and everybody acts like it's a big deal. It's not even a big deal. It is really not. I've always hated how, like, there'll be people that die and then everybody acts like they were friends with them or they like them. I feel like that kind of stopped, though. Like, remember when Too Mad died? Everybody was like, yeah, W, right? Like, they were all happy. So, like, that's not really the case anymore. But, like, man, for a bit, people really went into that. They really did. And it's just weird as fuck. Yeah. Well, the reason why I think it's weird is because a lot of the people that do it, they're doing it for attention, right? They're trying to put on this perception of themselves, right? Make people like them and think that they're different or something like that. It's cringe as fuck to me, man. Virtue signaling is absolutely virtue signaling. It's virtue signaling down to a fucking T. Yeah, when you look at Biden's kids, you can easily say Trump's the better father. I don't know. I mean, Biden's other son was a war hero and a successful businessman, and he just died from, like, a form of cancer. It was really sad, actually. Yeah, I mean, that sucks. Like, yeah, it really sucks. I mean, like, he had some bad shit happen to him. So, I mean, that's life.